Are you listening? Damn.
Morning, guys. It's Coach Rebecca. I hope you are doing well. Happy Friday. Let me actually turn my music down here for a quick minute. Oh, that's up, not down. Thanks for joining me this morning. I wanted to still come at you. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I actually slept in this morning. First time in forever. You might have seen this last week. One of the things that I struggle with, and I don't know how many of you guys know this or not, but I have RA, and sometimes, I mean, my days, for those of you who have RA or maybe have a family member or know someone with rheumatoid arthritis, you likely know that we have our moments, sometimes more often than others, where we are in some pretty severe pain. And a lot of times for me, that I'm in a lot of pain, especially first thing in the morning. My joints will tend to be a bit more swollen in certain areas, and it's just sometimes a little bit difficult to wake up and get going. One thing that I've committed to on a normal basis is getting up first thing in the morning and doing my workout, even as painful as it might be sometimes, because it gets me moving and it gets my mindset in a format that kind of is a little bit of a push through. But like all of you, I have my moments, and sometimes they're worse than others. And I think the pain sometimes is hard, but sometimes it's the mental piece of working past that pain. Sometimes the pain gets my mind in a zone of just getting a little bit, I don't know, depressed, I guess, sometimes. So I did actually decide to snuggle in and still sleep maybe, I think it was like an extra half an hour this morning. So I didn't do my 6 a.m. workout, so I've got a little bit of a slower start to my morning, but I still got up and did my morning miracle, and I wanted to make sure that I was here this morning still at 7 a.m. for you guys, because I can't tell you how much I appreciate and am starting to just look forward to these 7 a.m. calls or live chats with you guys. So, so for those of you who are logging in and joining us today, we are going to talk about something that is near and dear to me, and that is how to stay on track over the weekend, because it is probably one of the most common things people ask me when they wonder what I do with staying on track over the weekends. And it's also one of the most common things that I hear when a person says that they fell off track. It a lot of times isn't during the middle of the week. It's the Saturday, the Friday night, the Saturday, and sometimes even the Sunday, because guess what? It's summer, and even in the winter, typically that's when we're entertaining, that's when we have events, that's when we typically go out to eat. And so the weekends can be particularly hard for those of us who are focused on making healthy choices and trying to drop some pounds or shed some weight. So, morning, Sue. Thanks for joining me again this morning. Always so amazing to see that you're logged in with us, and I hope that you're finding these morning chats to be beneficial. So I'm going to show you around a little bit actually this morning before we get started with our only 5 tips this morning. So I'm going to post or talk with you about 5 of my tips for staying on track over the weekend, but I also am going to guide you to click below in the notes later. I'm going to post a link to my website, and there you can find all sorts of great tips to staying on track over the weekend. So this morning I took you in my backyard, and I am going to just try to lift myself up here for a second. So, you know what, guys? How rough is my morning that when I do wake up, I get to make the choice to come outside and enjoy this beautiful view. We've got woods all behind us, which is so nice to be able to have. Ooh, let's see if I can get it. So woods all behind us. Our pool is finally in. Landscaping is finally done. for those of you who don't know, we built a new home this last fall and spring. We moved, actually I should say last fall. We moved in February finally, but all the landscaping and pool and stuff wasn't in yet. And it's, you guys, this home has been a true dream for us. And we're gonna chat maybe next week a little bit about how the struggles that we went through to get here and be able to build a new home and really kind of the home of our dreams, and some of the things that we had to commit to and do to get here. But I just wanted to let you know that this morning I am feeling so blessed that I do get to wake up even on those difficult mornings with my RA, and I get to enjoy a beautiful home and a beautiful backyard, and honestly just a beautiful day. So again, just always try to start your morning with a little bit of gratitude for what you appreciate and what you love. So all right, let's get started with our 5 tips for how to stay on track in the over the weekend. So tip number 1 is sneak in a longer workout, you guys. Even though I slept in this morning, guess what? I'm gonna sneak in a longer workout. Sometimes on a Friday or a Saturday, especially Saturday morning is kind of one of my favorite mornings to work out. Even for those of you who sleep in on a Saturday because you don't get to sleep in during the week, guys, sneaking in that little bit of an extra workout, even if it's 15 minutes, can be so amazing. One, you get that additional calorie burn, which is amazing, and you get the chance to know that you're not going to feel as guilty if you do have a cheat meal or an extra little snack, and you also are just going to feel better. During the week, life gets so crazy for most of us that work full-time work schedules, usually work and kids activities and just running around really consumes us during the week. So a lot of times 30 minutes is all we can find the time to squeeze in Monday through Friday. But on Saturday and Sunday, you're at home. I definitely don't encourage that we're taking tons of hours out of your weekend away from your family and your friends and your spouse or your significant other to work out. But you guys, 15 extra minutes, 30 extra minutes, when you can squeeze it in on the weekend, I just get up a teeny little bit earlier and I just really push play, or I go down and I take a walk and I just add in that extra 15 to 30 minutes from a workout standpoint. Again, just a bonus workout, and that way there's no regrets. I don't worry or overthink if I do have a cheat meal, and it just honestly makes me feel better knowing that I was able to push myself a little bit further than my normal because of the fact that, you know what, I actually have time and I'm not feeling rushed through my workout. So I actually get to not only enjoy my workout a little bit more for a little bit extra time, but I also get the extra amazing calorie burn. All right, so tip number 2 is plan your menu for the future week. So you guys that follow me know that I am a big meal prep and planning person. I do most of my meal prep and planning on Sundays, but I start my meal prep and planning on Friday nights. I know, totally boring. Guess what? I'm not 20 anymore or 21 anymore. I'm not going out to the clubs on a Friday night. And though I want you guys to be able to kick back, relax, and enjoy your weekend, a great way I have found to kickstart my weekend and actually to remind myself of the importance of why I want to stay on track over the weekend with my food and my nutrition is by already starting to think on Friday about what my week is going to look like the following week. And that comes with my meal planning. So on Fridays, I kind of have fun looking through recipes on Pinterest and on my website and kind of looking through and finding things that I want to try out the following week. It helps me to remind myself of why I'm eating healthy. It helps me to think about what I ate the prior week, and it just kind of helps me, I guess, with a little bit of a mindset of consistency, you guys. That mindset of consistency, when we talk about that, what I mean by that is just you want to be consistently reminding yourself that you don't have to binge on the weekend. You don't have to completely go off track and go crazy over the weekend. You want to think about the fact that There's a reason that you've been eating healthy, watching your portions, thinking about what you're eating during the week. And that doesn't need to change on the weekend. Be consistent, you guys. And I think that me starting to plan and thinking about my future week and the types of healthy things and healthy meals I want to make for myself and for my family helps me to remind myself not to go crazy on the weekend, and that we're doing this for a reason. And that is not to be on a diet, not to just lose weight, but to actually help make our lives healthier for the future, forever. And so again, starting to plan your meals for the future week is my tip number 2 to staying on track for the weekend. Start thinking in a mindset of consistency. You guys will not regret it. And by the way, click over. You guys can click over. I've got so many amazing recipes on my website at myditchthescalejourney.com, and I believe it's Feed Your Body Fit is the tab you're going to look for. And again, there's tons and tons of recipes on there that you can look at, and even great little takeout ideas, things that you would normally order from a takeout place, but that you can make them at home and make them healthier. So you guys will love all of those great recipes, and it gets your brain thinking. All right, guys, tip number 3, and that is, again, weekends tend to be the time where we order out or we go out to eat more often. And that's okay. There's no shame in deciding that you want to take a break from cooking. You guys, I get it. I pre-prep things a lot of times on Sunday that don't take a lot of cook time or prep during the week because I just don't want to cook every single day. And you guys, so eating out happens. The important part to that though is that, again, you're not going crazy and you're thinking about what you're doing when you're eating out. So my tip number 3 kind of has a couple of little sub tips here. Number 1 is, if you're going to go out to eat, if you don't already know the menu for where you're going, look it up ahead of time. Look it up ahead of time and try to see what healthier choices there are. You can still eat out and eat healthy, guys, but it does take a little bit more planning. So you want to click online, look at the online menu. Almost every restaurant has one, and try to see what's on there that you can still eat out, but eat and make a little bit still healthier choices. The second tip for kind of within number 3 is, if you're gonna eat out, is I kind of have this little unique thing. My family's used to it now. It might seem a little out of your comfort zone in the beginning, but you guys, restaurants always overserve when it comes to food. Portion sizes, I know it's nuts to think this, but portion sizes are always 2 to 3 times larger than what you should normally be eating. So when you think about that, and especially this is especially true if you're going out to eat Italian or Mexican, you guys, and it's so hard to feel like you can control your portions when you're eating out, because if it's on your plate, you kind of go back to those old rules that mom and dad used to teach you, which is eat everything on your plate. And we know I do not believe that. So you guys, I kind of ask when I've actually ordered our food, before they bring our food, I actually ask the person or the waitress or waiter to bring me a to-go container right away. And I set it to the side for a moment, and then when my food gets there, before I even start eating, I actually usually portion it at least. I cut it in half, and I put half in the box, and I set it to the side, and then I start to eat the rest of my meal. And what that tends to do for me is it tends to just remind me that, again, even if I'm eating something until it's gone, I know that I'm eating in at least a better, more moderate portion than the crazy, overwhelming portions that typically were given that are, again, 2 to 3 times the normal portion size. You guys, don't waste calories because you're mindlessly eating something just because it's in front of you. Take control over that, and that's one quick tip that can help you to control that, and that's get the to-go container right away when your food comes. Just cut your order in half, put half away for the future, and just eat the rest that's on your plate. The other thing that you can do when you're out at a restaurant is drink loads of water. Guys, don't waste calories on a cocktail. And if you're gonna do cocktails or soda, which I don't recommend doing soda, we don't wanna be drinking our calories, you guys. If you're going out to eat, do that. Enjoy the food. So if you're, again, drinking a cocktail or soda, the best thing I can say to you is make sure you're doing water first. So full glass of water, then your cocktail or your soda. Again, full glass of water, then your cocktail or soda. The other thing, by drinking that water right away when you get to the restaurant, it'll also help you to control your consumption and your food intake, because you will be a little bit fuller than if you're going in on a completely empty stomach. So tip number 3 again was thinking about when you do have to eat out, ordering smarter when you're eating out. So that's tip number 3. All right, guys, tip number 4, and we just talked about this a little bit, and that is drink more water. Okay, it's about to get real. I know it is hard to drink a crap load of water during the day. I'm fortunate, I work from home, so I can pee every 5 minutes if I need to. But for those of you who still work in corporate America, or you still have a big girl job that you actually go to every single day, and you've got meetings and you're sitting at a desk, or you're driving from appointment to an appointment in your car, I know that going to the bathroom every 5 minutes with a small or a weak bladder is not a fun thing. So I totally get that during the week it's hard to drink your water. I'm not giving you an excuse. You still need to get that water in. So think about that. Drink a huge glass in the morning and then drink it at night if you need to. But the weekend, there's no excuses. You're usually home more on the weekends. So if you have to go to the bathroom every 5, 10, 30 minutes, then so what? Chug that water. It will not only help you with energy and help you just to cleanse your body over the weekend when it's a prime opportunity to do that, but it's also going to help you to be more mindful of your eating and snacking. When you're at home, food is a little bit more at your fingertips to grab and go when you're just kind of bored. And we want to make sure that our bellies are full so that we're not just mindfully eating. So you guys, think about that as well. We want to be thinking about chugging the water. So you want to try to at least do 50% of your weight in ounces. So when you think about that, if you are 120 pounds, you want to be drinking 60 ounces of water. And for sure, you want to get that water in over the weekend, because no excuses. There's probably a bathroom a couple steps away from you. You have the opportunity to chug that water, get it in, and feel amazing. All right, guys, you ready for our last tip? Tip number 5. This one's gonna sound like a weird one, because you hear everybody say all the time, don't miss breakfast. Breakfast is important. Breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. And I don't disagree with any of those things. But research has found that people that eat breakfast in the morning on the weekends tend to overeat the rest of the day. And what I mean by that is that we're not rushed on the weekends like we might be during the week. So during the week, when we're eating breakfast, we're eating something that's, again, in smaller controlled portions, because we're busy and we're on the go and we're darting out the door with breakfast in hand. On the weekends, we tend to have more time, right? We're slower to ease into our mornings. And what that tends to do is it tends to also increase the size of our breakfast. And when we start our day with a large breakfast, what that tends to do is sets our mind in motion to where we tend to continue to eat more often and in larger quantities the rest of the day. And I think almost it really just does correlate to the fact that we are more laid back on the weekends. Typically, we aren't rushed. And so in general, where we might normally eat quickly and eat smaller portions because we are on the go, those portion sizes just tend to increase, whether it's breakfast, lunch, snacks. We just tend to be less mindful on the weekends about how much we're eating, because we're not rushed and we're relaxed and our brain is in relaxation mode. So again, you guys, I really want to encourage you to just think about these 5 simple tips to staying on track. These are the 5 easiest ones that I have found that help me to stay focused, not lose my momentum. You guys, it's the worst feeling to walk into a Monday and feel like, because you were so off track over the weekend, that you basically wasted all of the hard work that you put in the week before. Don't waste that hard work, you guys. I know it's hard work. It's hard work to get in and to find time, that extra 30 minutes or whatever it is, to get a workout in every single day during the... Oh, I'm hoping I didn't totally lose you guys. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm gonna quick wrap up. My connection, for some reason on my internet is slow, and so it's kind of flagging me that it's gonna kick me off. So again, you guys, I'm gonna set you off on this Friday. Just a reminder of the 5 tips that we've got here for you to stay on track this weekend, and it is, number 1, sneak in a longer workout, you guys. Even if it's only 15 minutes, do a little bit of extra workout so you can get that extra calorie burn and just feel great this weekend. Number 2 is start planning your meals early for the week to come. Start planning like me. Start thinking on Friday night about what meals you're gonna prep and plan for the week to come. Tip number 3 is order smarter when you're having to eat out. Tip number 4, drink your water. Get that water in. Chug-a-lug, guys. And tip number 5 is don't overeat breakfast and be... I hate the internet when I lose connection, you guys. I'm so sorry. Tip number 5, you guys, again, don't overeat breakfast, but in general, be mindful of portion control all weekend long. Just because it's a relaxing weekend doesn't mean to overeat or overindulge, you guys. Yes, have a snack. Indulge for a snack or one meal, a cheat meal, but get back on track right away, because we don't want to waste all of the hard work that you guys are putting in all weekend long just because we throw our mindfulness out the door over the weekend. All right, guys, as always, mwah, love you. Have an amazing, amazing day. Thanks for coming back and visiting me on Friday. Have a great weekend. And I'm going to see you guys Monday morning bright and early. Hey, wait, one more thing. Oh, no. Hopefully I can get this in before I get cut off here. You guys, comment below when you watch this video. I want some ideas for our live casts next week. And so I'm going to throw out a couple ideas. Comment below and let me know what topic you want to hear about. So topic number 1 option is hitting a weight loss plateau and how to overcome that. Topic option number 2 is how often should I weigh myself? Topic number 3 is how to overcome mindless eating. Again, how to overcome mindless eating. And then I'm thinking topic number 4, an idea might be the importance of getting a restful night's sleep, and maybe some tips on how to get a restful night's sleep if you struggle like me to get into a REM sleep or a deep sleep, so you get a restful night's sleep. So again, these are the 4 different ideas for some topics for next week. Let me know what you think. What do you want to hear about, you guys? So again, hitting a weight loss plateau and how to overcome that. How often should you weigh yourself? How to overcome mindless eating. And then number 4 idea would be tips to get a restful night's sleep, because sleep is incredibly important to your health and weight loss journey. All right, guys, again, love you. Have a great